Alright, here we go some more on this objective morality shit. It just never ends. Okay, so I'll play the beginning of Conference Report Guy's video. The middle was kind of
I was just looking at the video on DoNotGod's site, which is a response to DPR Jones' video about objective morality, but I couldn't look at the original, unfortunately, because DPR...
Yeah, what didn't matter, the original video was in my video.
Objective is a bit of a problem, I think, in relation to morality. I mean, I think we know what it means, but it is a bit of a problem. I'm just trying to think if it wouldn't be more interesting and productive to talk about universal morality or even just human morality.
Okay, yeah, well, human, I think you can throw in the garbage, but as soon as you say human morality, that's defining the object. That's defining the objective perspective and saying that the objective perspective is human. And humans are far from objective thinking animals. They are completely owned by a bunch of emotion and subjective individual personal crap. So that they're a bad example for some perspective that one would call universal. So I mean, to give me the choice of human or universal, of course I'm going to grab universal. And that's okay with me. I'm not the one who keeps injecting this word in this conversation. People keep saying there's no such thing as objective morality. I'm going to argue that no, there is such a thing as universal absolute truth regarding value statements. There is value in the universe. We can ascertain it. We might not be fully competent yet at exactly weighing all of these scales and figuring out exactly what does have real meaning, but we are getting there. And I could argue that some of us have got it, a pretty coherent definition of it, and it's just getting the rest of you up to speed on the truth of our existence from the objective perspective. Okay, so anyway, now I'm going to go to my dictionary because I think this is damn important. Because everybody keeps using these it's a Funkin' Wagnall's College Standard Dictionary. Alright, maybe people aren't going to like these definitions, but I'm sick of this fucking word being interpreted to mean something like there's an object and there's a subject. It doesn't fucking matter. All subjects are objects and all objects are subjects. I mean, it's stupid to use the word in that context. In my opinion, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't have anything to do with the real context of the word. So anyway, here's the first definition. Free or independent of personal feelings, opinions, prejudices, etc. Detached, unbiased. So that to me is what objective means. It means that taken away from some self-interest of the subject. The subject no longer has a self-interest, and it is now looking at something, some other subject, some other object, and it is making declarations. It is viewing it from that perspective and defining it and describing it from that perspective, from a perspective where it has no personal bias. 2, pertaining to what is external to or independent of the mind, real as opposed to subjective. There again, it's saying it is a statement of fact. It is not a statement of opinion. It is not a statement of I emote a feeling and therefore that's the definition. No, it is saying this is a declarative, objective statement. Treating, stressing, or dealing with external or actual phenomenon as distinct from inner or imaginary feelings or thoughts. So obviously, again, we're talking about something that is real, like the earth is round, or some other descriptive reality. In my opinion, value, okay, can be as reliably and as with substantial integrity defined just as every other aspect of our existence can be described. I can say I have 5 fingers. I can say suffering matters. Those two statements, in my opinion, are equally rationally defensible. Number 4, denoting the case of an object of a transitive verb or, well, proposition. Well, there's no point in using that one. So anyway, yeah, so the definitions start getting more and more strange, and then you get into objectivism, you know, based on, you know, Ayn Rand's nonsense and the rest of that. which I'm not opposed to, in the sense that, yes, she's basically stating there's an objective truth to our existence. It's just that she's defined the value equation as being something that nature intends, like survival. She's put the value on survival, where I obviously rationally see survival as being a subjective desire, a subjective ambition, and has nothing to do with the actual truth of our existence, which is the real kernel of the value, which lies in this sentient capacity to be negatively affected and positively affected, to suffer and to exist in comfort. That those two, that's where the negative and the positive exist in the equation. That's the kernel of truth in the value. And so Remy in the comments, he says something, okay, I take kernel to be an object with mass, dimensions, etc. See, I mean, he can't even accept this metaphor. It's a quantum then, a quantum of value. I mean, what terminology do we use to quantify it, to qualify it, to describe it? All right, we have to use metaphor because it's an invisible object, Remy. Ugh, jeez. It's just so stupid. So there's no discussion by these people's standards. There's no possible way to discuss something that isn't tangible or touchable matter. And that's just nonsense. Such things can exist in the universe. Meaning is a concept. We can understand it. And value is also a concept. We can infinitely, we are certainly capable of understanding as solidly as we understand anything else about our existence. We can certainly understand value. So it's just nonsense to disallow the metaphor of reductionism, where you find the core value, the core constituent, the thing that its value and morality and ethics are made out of, the thing we are attempting to maximize and the thing we are attempting to reduce. We can do that reductionism, and we have to use metaphor to do it, but the point is we can do it. It's a visual concept. It's a concept we can model in our brains. Ugh, so this is just such a pile of crap. Alright, anyway. Alright, on to Pyro. And really disappointing crap from him again. Just nothing new.
Hey Gary, I'm not really into being called an asshole, not that that'll stop you, but the basic issue is, you want to call this stuff objective, but you know better. I see, because you keep adding relativistic qualifiers like,
oh yeah,
you're telling me the Earth isn't a sphere? Well, sphere-ish. You're telling me the Earth isn't a sphere? Click, 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 ish. And you also, like, telling me that it's not a better fact than any other fact that there is relatively.
I don't know why it wouldn't turn off. Yeah, well, look, the only reason why I do that is because you damn motherfucking nitpickers will sit there and play these stupid fucking games. If I say the Earth is not flat, you will do some stupid-ass thing like say, well, if somebody's just standing on the Earth and only looking 50 feet, it'll look flat. That's not what I said. I said the Earth isn't, okay? So then I have to re-qualify the statement and say I'm talking about the entire Earth. Okay, its entire mass is not configured in anything that can be rationally considered a flat body. Alright, so I always have to re-qualify every fucking statement because you motherfucking jackasses will sit there and nitpick and play stupid word games. So you're the fucking prick here, and you're the type of asshole. Like I said, look in the goddamn comments and you'll see assholes playing that very same fucking goddamn game. Damn prick.
Any other fact that there is relatively true. In other words, because you can't have, because like, the theory that Nazis are assholes, that's pretty sound theory. That's about, it's more sound probably than the theory of evolution, which is pretty damn sound theory as well. It just doesn't have to be absolute. It's like you're worried we're putting down
But the point is, there's no practical point in not accepting certain truths. Once they've established a certain degree of credibility, you might as well give them that star of absolute approval so you can move on. So you don't have to go back and play these stupid games, this nitpicky crap, and say, oh, well, that's never been proven, or that's never been established. No, well, let's just fucking establish it so we get past all these nitpicking asshole naysayers who will sit there and find some way to manufacture a doubt or a reason to doubt when it's to their fucking convenience. Not because it's necessary, but because it's to their convenience.
Knowledge, you can't be sure. It's like, can I be sure that I'm safe if I cross the Golden Gate Bridge? If I go up in the Transamerica buildings, it is earthquake proof, and I go, no, it could only withstand an earthquake of 9.0 on the Richter scale. You go 9.0, by God!
These aren't the same things, right? They're obviously not the same thing. Saying something is, say, that's a black car or something, you know, and saying, is it safe for me to cross that highway? Those are obviously two different statements where you're going to have a different certainty. But again, we know that there is a real truth. We're just doing